สวัสดีครับเรียนท่านคณะกรรมการผู้ประเมินการขอมีหรือเลื่อนวิทยาฐานะที่เคารพทุกท่านผมปฏิพันธ์จินาวงศ์ปัจจุบันดำรงตำแหน่งครูวิทยาฐานะครูชำนาญการปฏิบัติการสอนในรายวิชาภาษาอังกฤษพื้นฐานระดับชั้นประถมศึกษาปีที่ 4-6 โรงเรียนคำเทอนุสรณ์สังกัดสำนักงานเขตพื้นที่การศึกษาประถมศึกษาเชียงใหม่เขต 1สำหรับวิดีทัศน์แรงบันดาลใจฉบับนี้ผมขออนุญาตนำเสนอเป็นภาษาอังกฤษทั้งหมดครับ First of all, I'd like to start with my educational background. I completed my bachelor's degree in English education from Chiang Mai University, and I also obtained a master's degree in curriculum and instruction from the same university. Additionally, I received a certificate in global competence and teacher training from Massey University, New Zealand. Next, I'd like to discuss the school context.Kam Teng Nusorn School is located in the very center of Chiang Mai. It is a medium-sized primary school with approximately 500 students and 30 teachers in total. It is close to the community, markets, and businesses. So most of the students come from families of local traders, community members, or parents who work in the city or at the nearby markets. Of course, those families have diverse financial backgrounds.Some families can afford extra classes for their kids, but some simply can't. This means that students will have different English skills, ranging from highly proficient to struggling. Some students excel, some are really good, as you may have seen in my teaching video. But understandably, some are not at the level I expect them to be. Having said that, all parents, regardless of their backgrounds,want their children to succeed in English and to be able to get into famous secondary schools in Chiang Mai. Given the situation, as a teacher, I had to find solutions, I had to find ways to help students with their English. However, from my experience teaching Prathom 6, I've noticed a big difference, a significant difference in students' English skills.Some are good, really good. Some are okay. Some are not so good and some struggle a lot. Sometimes when I give them individual tasks to complete on their own, some students can't even finish them, which makes them feel discouraged, demotivated, and less confident.So, I have study methods, not only to help students with their skills, but also to boost their confidence in using the language in the classroom. I focus on ensuring that the students in the average or the weaker groups do not feel inferior and can progress alongside the proficient students. I do this by using the group process technique with a teaching model called the active 6Ps approach.Group process means students learn by doing activities together in a group. Each person in the group influences and interacts with the others. Kurt Lewin, a German-American psychologist, is considered the father of group dynamics. Lewin's work is important for how students learn in groups at school. He showed that when people work together towards a common goal, they achieve more.than when working alone. Lewin believed that through good processes, students can learn from each other. When advanced students explain concepts to lower competent students, it acts as a form of peer tutoring. This benefits both parties. The advanced students reinforces their understanding by explaining it, and the lower competent students received tailored help from a classmate.Additionally, the advanced student might approach a problem differently than the lower competent student, leading to a richer understanding for both. As for the active 6Ps approach, it's an enhanced teaching model built upon the 3Ps model: presentation, practice, production. This innovation is originated from collaborative efforts within the professional learning community or the PLC among English teachers from Kam Teng Nusorn School and neighboring network schools. We recognize the limitations of the 3Ps model, so we introduced 3 additional stages: preparation, progress monitoring, and postlude. We believe that the model will aim to facilitate the learning process even more effectively. During the preparation stage, I will get the class ready by initiating a brain break activity to engage students and to spark their interest. I will also explain the objectives to students to make sure that they understand the content scope and they know what do we have to do in the class. In the presentation stage, I will introduce the language or grammar points using visual aids and examples to ensure that they fully understand. In the practice stage, students will practice to get comfortable using the language through various exercises. In the production stage, students are given the opportunity to use the language in a more open-ended and creative way. The goal of this stage is to help students build confidence in their ability to use the language and to encourage them to experiment with the language in a meaningful way. In the progress monitoring stage, I will check how students are doing and give feedback to help them improve. This stage is very important as it identifies areas where students may need additional support or practice. Last but not least, in the postlude stage, I will conclude and wrap up the lesson. I will also encourage reflection to reinforce learning and prepare them for the next lesson. Based on these elements, when incorporated into teaching, I, as the facilitator, start by grouping students according to their abilities to ensure a diverse range of skills in each group. Each group is then assigned a team leader. The aim of group process learning isn't just to enhance students' listening skills, but also to boost their confidence in using the language. Students engage in language practice and receive feedback from peers, which helps them feel more comfortable. As I mentioned earlier, when students work alone, some can't even keep up. But now, in group settings, the stronger students can actually help the weaker ones, ensuring that the activities can proceed smoothly and no one feels left behind. This fosters successful learning, unity, and friendship. It also promotes a positive learning environment as well. I am confident that these practices will help my students become more competent, become more confident in using the language, ultimately leading to their overall academic success and personal growth. ขอบคุณและสวัสดีครับ